What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Training Camp Day 2 is in the books. And believe it or not, there's a lot of positive things that I saw from the defense and the offense. The rookies, man, let's jump right into this thing, shall we? As always, check out these guys, C3, FPRFO. Put their links in the description below. First up, we got to talk about XL. He's going to make a catch later, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen on Twitter. And this shows you why the Panthers drafted him. Right here we have Bryce Young hitting XL once again. And it's going to be interesting between X, Deontay, Mingo, Adam Thielen. Plus they signed another receiver, which we'll do a video over next week. Who's going to play where, right? Is XL going to be the X? Deontay going to be the Y? Mingo the Z maybe? Maybe flip a couple of those. Plus Adam Thielen too, man. It's going to be interesting. Right here we got Derek Brown. Now, I talked about the Panthers bringing in another receiver. They're working out a couple guys as well. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong. It starts with Y. Yannick, I think, from Jacksonville. And I think Carl Lawson, too. So they're bringing in more edge rushers to pair opposite with Derek Brown. Plus you've got Robinson in the middle. Plus we've got Josie in the back, DJ, Jatavion Clowney. And what they're doing here is they're getting Double E the guys he needs to run that 3-4 to perfection, or even that nickel defense, right? They're getting him his core. Right here we got Jacyee Horn. And we're going to break down this clip real quick because this is what I talked about with Mingo and where do you put him. With Mingo it's tough, right? Because you can't give Bryce a pass and then hold Mingo's feet to the fire. So we have to give Mingo another year to try and develop himself. However, here's the thing with Mingo I want to break down real quick. As you're going to see right here, Jacyee Horn at no point was ever going to turn his feet. And what I mean by that is Jacyee Horn is one of those elite defensive backs. He can sit and watch the receiver, pretty much predict what he's going to do, and then jump the route. Here's the problem with Mingo, right? We're going to go back to full cam real quick. So here's the problem right here. Mingo loves to do these double moves at the line of scrimmage. So he likes to go bang, 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 and then cut, right? The reason that was a problem in Frank's offense last year was because it was a lot of hitches, bang, right? 5-yard hitch, bang, turn around. Here's the thing with Mingo. It takes him a second and a half to get up that line of scrimmage. So when he does his double move, bang, 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 right? That's going to take a second. On top of that, now he has to sell the deep route. What do I mean by that? Watch this right here. So right here he's going to do his double move. So after this double move, now he has to sell vertical. And the reason he has to sell vertical is because he has to get the DB to turn around. The reason that's hard for Mingo is because he's coming off that double move at the line of scrimmage. Then he has to sell vertical and then come back down in 3 to 5 yards, right? So that double move is going to take a yard or two. Sell vertical for a yard or two and then come back down in a yard or two. That's something Mingo is going to have to work on. And Jacyee Horn is going to be on his you-know-what in practice, man. Let's keep it going. Next up, we're going to have Chubba Hubbard. And, man, I cannot wait to see this dude in action. Something I've said since the Panthers went on and hired Dave Canales was that, to me, Chubba Hubbard is just a bigger Rachaad White. Maybe Rachaad is a little bit faster. And for those that don't know, Rachaad White is the Tampa Bay Bucks running back last year, right? To me, Chubba Hubbard's basically him, and maybe Rachaad White might have a little bit more top-end speed. I think Chubba is going to excel in this offense. Now, for those of you who play fantasy, I think you take Chubba. Now, when Jonathan Brooks comes back, we'll see what happens. But, man, as you're going to see, Chubba Hubbard, quick feet right here. There's no really pads right here. So, Chubba Hubbard, man, just running through. And Dave talked about the defense, punching the ball out, playing aggressive. And I don't remember them doing this last year. So right here is the end of Chubba Hubbard's run. And then look at Bryce right here. He's going to pick up the ball. Now take a look at his hips when he picks this thing up, right? Picks up the ball right there. His hips are open. And then look at that throw. Much, much better. On top of that, he's doing this in the not so great conditions. One more time. I love this right here. Picks it up. Bang. Hits Sanders right there. Yes, the pass isn't directly in front of him. There's not a lot of quarterbacks who are going to do that in the rain. But you're going to see Sanders isn't really slowing down. So progress is definitely being made, man. I'm excited. Let's keep it going. Next up, we're going to have one of the receivers who really came on the scene last year and shocked everybody. From Kansas City, Amir Smith-Marset, man. I mean, look what he does to Xavier Woods right here. Because this is just nasty. Woo! And this is what I'm talking about. When I say selling a route, right here you got Xavier Woods. He's backpedaling. He's like, okay, you know, Amir Smith-Marset could do anything. He could just run a streak and try and take it over the top. He could do a post route, or he could just hit that thing, right? Take a look what he does. The second Xavier Woods is about to take that back step right there, look at Amir Smith-Marset. Bang. He's turning it on, and look at that separation. Woods was not catching him. He just was not catching him. One more time. Let's run that back. Woo, that's quick. Next up right here, we're going to have Bryce. Get some pressure from Clowney. He's going to roll out. And look at him try and make that throw right there. I'm not mad at that, right? Let's run that back real quick so you guys can see. You know, Clowney coming right here on his backside. What's Bryce do? Bang, steps into the pocket. That's a perfect step number one. Let me tilt this camera back real quick. So what we saw last year from Bryce is that if there's a defender coming this way, Bryce doesn't step into the pocket. What's he do? Closes his hips again, and then does this, right? How many times do we see that? Pressure right here, doesn't step, closes his hips, tries to force that. Clowney comes here, steps into the pocket, maneuvers, whoo, and keeps his hips open. Perfect stuff right there. Let's go. So as you can see, Dave is already making progress, man. Back to the film. So before we jump into this play, I want you guys to watch Clowney and watch Bryce Young. Remember the last time we saw this camera angle, we saw Bryce step into the pocket and make the throw. Watch Clowney, watch Bryce Young. We're going to break it down in a second. This time Clowney is a little bit more conservative with his pass rush moves. Bryce Young rolls out. He makes the pass. How did this happen? Let's take a look right here. So the first person to watch is Clowney. He's going to come off the edge, almost do a ghost move like Von Miller-esque, right? Speed rush, and then bang, he turns that into a bull rush. Turning that into a bull rush, it's going to be hard for Bryce to step into the pocket, right? Because now Clowney's taking away really that inside. So what's Bryce do? He keeps outside, so he's going to start to run. As you're going to see, his hips are open. This is when he's most dangerous. Continues to run, and then bang, look at that throw. Right over the defense. I love that he's improvising. First play, we saw him step into the pocket. Second play, he saw Clowney switch it up a little bit. So what's Bryce do? He switches it up too, man. Great stuff right there. Next up is XL, and look at that move right there. Woo! The Rook went up and got it. Let's run this back real quick so you guys can see. I mean, Bryce Young, great stuff. But XL, look at this move right here. Gets him to bite real quick. Dips that shoulder. Bah! Dips that shoulder for a second, and then look at that separation. It's not a lot, but it's enough, right? Woo! Man, he looks good. I cannot wait to see him in preseason, man. And really when the pads come on. I'm excited for that. Right here, we're going to have Bryce Young making another throw. Take a look what happens. So right here, they're going to snap the ball. Bryce is looking, rolls out to his left, as you're going to see. And for a second, he closed his hips. For a second, he closed his hips. Watch this real quick. For a second, he closed his hips. And then what's he do? He opens them, right? Closes them right there. Opens them. And then bang, I believe he hits Mingo right here, as you're going to see. Much better. Now, yes, the throw, it's a little weak, but it would have been even worse if he didn't open his hips back up. I'm telling you, Dave is already making progress with this dude, man. Let's check out our last play. Woo, wait till you see this right here. Wait till you see what they're cooking up. Obviously, looks like it's 7-on-7s, but look at this throw from Bryce right here. Look at that. Bang. I mean, come on, man. So that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. A couple things that stood out to me. One, you know, Jacyee Horn, obviously he looks good. Always has, but can he stay healthy? Two, XL, much better than day one. You know, he holds himself to a higher standard than most people hold him to. And then Bryce Young, as you're going to see, progress is already being made. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We have a few other videos coming up besides training camp. Stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys then.